Here we go again with my NFL 2017 picks and predictions. I had a lot of people had good weeks last week. In contrast to them, I had an inferior week, but that's because you always got to pick a couple upsets once in a while, right? I tried gunning for a couple, and some of them didn't work out, which is okay. I still ended up posting an 11-5 record. This brings my record so far this year. Can't find it. There it is. To a grand total of love how candid my videos are. I mean, seriously, I don't prep for this at all. I just go right into it. My record so far this year is 153-71, over 66%. Now, 11-5, good week. Tough call to some games. My Tennessee Titans let me down. But theoretically, we lost to a team that's 4-10. But realistically, that 49ers team that's set up right now with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, they're not a 4-10 football team, guys. Not a lot of people are realizing that. This is a team that's 3-0 right now with Jimmy Garoppolo calling the shots. And this was also a team that, lest we forget, lost their first 6 or 7 games by like 3 points or less every single game. If Jimmy Garoppolo was their quarterback in those games, the 49ers could be 7-7 or 8-6 right now, guys. I mean, this is a good football team, and I think we're going to find out what they're made of when they play the Jacksonville Jaguars. But we'll get to that later. Colts at Ravens. I'm rooting so hard for the Indianapolis Colts in this game, but it's not going to happen. The Colts are 3-11. Their season's over. The Ravens, they're about to get into a playoff spot as predicted when the season started. I said the Ravens would make the playoffs. To the surprise of a lot of people. A lot of people thought Baltimore was not going to be a very good team this year. Now, to be honest, the Ravens had a fairly easy path en route to 10-6. Colts, Texans, Browns, Bengals. It counts for 6 of their wins. That's if they end up getting their 10 wins. 6 of their wins are from those teams. And then they played the Packers with Brett Hundley. That's 7 of their wins. Their impressive wins have come against the Detroit Lions. Oh yeah, they played the Raiders without Derek Carr, so that's 8 of their wins. Who else? They played the Miami Dolphins. Okay? 9 of their wins have come against scraps. But that's not to discredit Baltimore, because they had a good season and they're gonna make the playoffs. And they're capable. I'm telling you. Everyone knows this too. You're an idiot. You don't know anything about football if you don't know this. Once the Baltimore Ravens get into the playoffs, forget about the regular season. I know that's the case with a lot of other teams. The Ravens team in the postseason, though, there's always a different vibe about them. This is a team that New England Patriots fans do not want to see in the divisional round. The last team the Patriots want to face in the divisional round is the Baltimore Ravens. Trust me on that. The Ravens will win this game against the Indianapolis Colts. They'll win fairly easily, 27-10. Vikings at Packers. Gotta go Minnesota here. They're gonna get to 12-3. The Packers are starting Brett Hundley, and quite frankly, I understand why. I think it was a good move to put Aaron Rodgers on IR. The Packers' playoff hopes are done. Let him heal. Let him return next year. It's okay, Green Bay fans. You guys are going to be fine. You still have one of the best operating at the wheel. I think the Vikings Vikings are going to get this game 28-21 over the Packers. Next up, we have the Bucs at the Panthers. Do not discredit this Buccaneers team. They have been a lot more competitive when Jameis Winston's been playing. They gave the Falcons hell. They gave the Lions hell. I mean, this is a team that has not been able to win many games this year, but they don't go away. And I think the Panthers, they're still going to win this game, but I'm putting them on massive upset alert here because I think the Bucs have what it takes to go into Carolina and get the upset. I'm going to pick the Panthers. I'm going to pick them to win, though, 28-26. Next up, we have the Browns at the Bears. Oh my goodness, I want to. I can't. The Bears' defense is too good. This is going to be a defensive slugfest. The don't have a good offense. The Browns, believe it or not, Browns' defense is very good. Everyone who's played this team this year, the Cleveland Browns, they should tell you that. The Browns have actually, unpopular opinion, believe it or not, it's a fact, the Browns have a very good defense. They're just on the field all the time because their offense is trash. I think the Bears will get the win, but it'll be a 14-13 type of ball game, ladies and gents. Got a sore throat too, so if my video isn't as long as previous ones, I do apologize. Lions at Bengals. This game is a little bit interesting. I'm going to pick the Lions in this game, but there's another team I'm putting on upset alert. This is Marvin Lewis's last home game with the Cincinnati Bengals. This is a team that is going to play for their head coach. They're going to play for Marvin Lewis because it's his last game at home. I know Marvin Lewis has been a very mediocre coach and hasn't really done much, but let's take a step back for a second and at least acknowledge that Marvin Lewis was instrumental in taking Cincinnati out of just complete dark ages. We're talking Cleveland Browns like dark ages from the early 90s to the mid 2000s. This is a team that did not post a winning record one time. And then they got Andy Dalton. They didn't get any playoff wins, but they just started being extremely competitive. They were 9-1 a couple years ago, and then once Andy Dalton got hurt, that's when the wheels ended up coming off for years to come. He should get a standing ovation. I don't care how much fans wanted to see him go a long time ago. I know how much they trash talk this guy. Marvin Lewis gave everything to your Cincinnati Bengals organization over the last decade and a half. He at least deserves a standing ovation, a good send-off party. Next up, we got I think the Lions win 23-17. Miami at Kansas City. The Chiefs should win this game and wrap up the AFC West, which is great considering where Kansas City was a couple weeks ago. I mean, this was a team that had lost 6 of their last 7 games. They finally have found themselves, and to be honest with you, once the playoffs get here, Kansas City, this is a team capable of taking some teams down. We saw them put up a fight against Pittsburgh. We saw them beat New England. This is still the same roster. They're still very capable. Kansas City should get the win here, 31-17 over Miami. Buffalo at New England. Patriots win. Buffalo drops to 8-7, which is big because as a Titans fan, I'm rooting against Buffalo hard. So the fact that they play in New England this week is quite the breather for me. So New England, I think, gets this game 30-20. Now I'm going to stop there for a second. I'm going to talk about something that I just think is kind of funny. The 6th seed in the AFC. If I'm assuming Baltimore wins out. Or they lose one of the next 2 games. It doesn't matter. The Ravens are going to be in the playoffs. Let's say the Ravens go 10-6. The 6th seed is going to go to one of 3 teams. Three teams that have a history, not this year, past years, previous years, decades even. The 6th spot is going to go to one of 3 teams that has a complete history of choking. The Tennessee Titans, the Buffalo Bills, or the Los Angeles Chargers. I think that's funny. Who's going to blow that lead? I can tell you it'll probably be Tennessee. But then when I think about it, it's like, okay, Tennessee will probably blow it. But then the Los Angeles Chargers are also good at blowing their opportunities. Their margin of error is they have to win out. The Chargers have to win out. And then there's the Bills. The Bills are the freaking Buffalo Bills. Okay? They're the Bills. There can be cases made against every single one of these 3 teams. Now, next up we have the Falcons at the Saints. Like I made in my last time these 2 teams played, everything's going to come full circle. Law of averages. I think the Saints will get this win. And I think they'll get the win, what? 20... We'll go 24-20. It'll be a close game. Atlanta drops to 9-6. Gives a little bit of breathing room to the Dallas Cowboys. But we'll get there. Chargers at Jets. Chargers should win this game, and they should win fairly easily with Bryce Petty or whoever the hell is starting at quarterback for the Jets. 34-17. Chargers should win. Should stay alive in the playoff hunt. Unless Tennessee wins, which is where we're getting next. Rams at Titans. Now, I'm not going to lie. When Tennessee played the 49ers, Marcus Mariota had his best game of the season. Tennessee didn't play down to their competition in that game. The 49ers played up to their competition. The 49ers, as I said earlier in this video, are actually a good football team, believe it or not. Especially with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, this is a good football team that the Tennessee Titans went on the road to and lost to. And I have a message. I know they're obviously not going to watch this, my 100-subscriber YouTube channel. I have a message for Terry Robisky. Did you notice how when you decided to go into the fast huddle offense, which Mariota is used to, they ended up scoring 17 points on 3 consecutive drives? Yeah, guess what? That is what you need to do on offense, okay? You gotta play to Mariota's strengths. He is not the type of guy you're gonna have sit back with 2 or 3 tight end sets with a running back in the backfield and 1 wide receiver, not even lined up on the outside, just bunch formations, 2 or 3 options running into the middle of the field, 7 dropping into coverage, running the ball into brick walls. That 3rd and 2 call against the Niners pissed me off. Why? Because in that situation, you ice the game. You put the ball in Marcus Mariota's hands. The guy that actually did everything that put his team in the position to win in that game and made some amazing throws in that game. Some off throws, every quarterback's going to have those. Delaney dropped a touchdown. Delaney fumbled the football. Delaney had a tough game. But in 3rd and 2, in the critical moments of the game, you give the ball to Mariota and let him make the decision. You don't give it to DeMarco Murray, who hasn't been able to run on 3rd and 2s this year. I love DeMarco Murray, but it's just the damn truth. This offense isn't built to get 2 yards on running plays like it used to, because teams are expecting it. We're the easiest team to read offensively. That's why we haven't snuck up on people this year like we were able to last year. Now, to this Rams-Titans game. I think they're going to incorporate a little more no huddle, as they should. It's no wonder Mariota is more successful. Tennessee's going to lose this game. And I am a little salty that I'm 13-1 now in Titans games, because I honestly thought they would win. Which I think is just funny. Mariota has subpar bad games, pick games, and they win, and then they go on the road and he has his best game of the season and they lose. I just think it's funny. Now, in this game, I think Los Angeles, I think they win 28-27. I really think it's going to be that close. The last time Tennessee played a team as good as the Los Angeles Rams, it was the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday night, and they blew it. That game was in Pittsburgh. Steelers decided to actually show the hell up for that game because, let's face it, the Pittsburgh Steelers in every other game this year decided on the last play of the game by a freaking field goal. It happened against the Colts. It happened against freaking the Ravens. It happened against who else did they play this year and only beat by a field goal? They lost to New England. They barely beat the Packers. Hell, they lost to the Bears. They barely beat the Bengals. I mean, think about it, guys. The Rams, with the way they looked, Seattle Seahawks, usually that's something where you look at and say that is a good football team. I highly doubt they're gonna. I'm not gonna put it at 0% chance. I highly doubt that the Rams are gonna travel on the road in 2 consecutive road games against teams with winning records and put up dominating performances like that. If they do it, just give Sean McVay Coach of the Year in that case. But I don't think that's going to happen here. I think Tennessee's going to put up a fight. They're a lot better team at home than they are on the road. Tennessee's road record, 3-5. Tennessee's home record, 5-1. Tennessee's won 9 of the last 10 home games, and I have them dropping this one. But beware. Denver at Washington. Broncos have been in a little bit of a roll, surprisingly enough. But I think the Redskins will win this game. And I think they'll win it 20-14 over Denver. Jaguars at Niners. This is an interesting game. And honestly, if you're a Titans fan, you need to root for the 49ers hard. Not because we would still have a chance at the division. Because, let's face it, we'll probably lose to the Rams. But if the 49ers win this game for some crazy reason, and the Steelers and Patriots both win, guess who gets locked into spot number 3? The Jacksonville Jaguars. Guess who will have nothing to play for in Week 17? The Jacksonville Jaguars. Guess who should rest their starters in a game in which they play against Tennessee because their spot is on lockdown? The Jacksonville Jaguars. We need to root for the Niners in this game. If you just want to make the playoffs, the Niners are the team you need to root for here. Big time. Giants at I'm skipping ahead. Jags will win this game. But the 49ers are going to put up a fight like they usually do. I'll be shocked if Jacksonville goes in there and trounces them the way I've seen Jacksonville do time and time again this year. So we're going to say 20-17. I think it'll be close. Jacksonville wins. Giants at Cards. Got to go with Arizona here. Giants season's over. Well, we already knew it was over a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this game. Both of these teams don't really have are kind of dead. It's just another one of those games. Arizona wins 24-14. Excuse me. Now, Seahawks at Cowboys. If Atlanta goes down against the Saints, this becomes an elimination game. Essentially. Yeah, it does. Both of these teams lost to Atlanta. That Seahawks-Dallas game is literally to stay alive. And Seattle has dropped 2 straight games, to my knowledge, right? Yes, they have. I don't see it. I know Ezekiel Elliott is returning. Damn it. I gotta stick with. Actually, hang on a sec. I think I know what it's gonna come down to. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. Close. 24-23. I mean, what can I say? Both of these teams are playing for their lives. Both of these teams are good teams, and the Dallas Cowboys have a lot more going for them right now than the Seattle Seahawks do. So Dallas gets the win. Next game, Steelers at Texans. Give me a break. Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna roll through Houston like a freight train. Even without Antonio Brown, they're gonna win this game 30-17. Raiders at Eagles. Eagles. It wouldn't surprise me if the Raiders won this game, though. Just so you know. But I think the Eagles will get the job done. 27-20. Those are my picks. Sorry if I've been quiet or taking more breaks in my speaking. Like I said, I got a really bad sore throat. I had to plow through this. And have a Merry Christmas, guys. Enjoy time with family. Enjoy time with friends. And enjoy the little things. And enjoy football. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys all next time.